General Hospital 2-week spoilers June 9th to 20th, Michael's shocking pivot and Anna's clever plot. General Hospital spoilers, Elizabeth, Michael, and Willow's drama unfolds, June 9th. Monday, June 9th, Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, has a very heartfelt talk with Lucas Jones, Van Hansis. I'm sure she's going to tell him about Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, proposing and her saying no, but will she tell him about Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey causing her wreck? I cannot wait to find out if she does. Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, calls Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, and was telling her that it was nice them together with the kids at the hospital looking at the new baby. Willow agrees. So, he wants to talk in person at the courthouse before the hearing, and Willow agrees she will meet Michael. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, overhears and thinks this all looks good, but Willow is worried. It's just I don't know, false hope. But Nina says this could be exactly what they hope for. General Hospital 2-week spoilers, Drew hits new low. Meanwhile, Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, isn't actually wanting Willow and Michael to get along, as we know, and he does something even sketchier and tells Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, that he is going to put an end to something while in court. So, he was very jealous when he saw Willow with Michael and the kids at the hospital. So, I just wonder what he's going to do. We'll find out. I'm sure it's going to be awful. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning, says goodbye to her brother. Lucky she's sad he's leaving. Tells him she hates that he's going. Intrigue and offers, Christina, Carly, Ava, and Brooklyn storylines. Inspiration strikes Christina. Maybe it's to help Michael in court or to help Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn with the blackmail. Whatever it is, it's probably not good knowing Christina. And Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, gets an offer from Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, and he's talking to her about not saying no to love. It just seems really weird. Ava Jerome, Maura West, is with Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, hanging out at the Metro Court pool and says, come on, hit me. And I wonder if he is going to talk to her about the shell company he saw. Did he find out that she somehow got an ownership stake in it? Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, makes a promise to her husband, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, that she has learned from her mistakes and is not going to be keeping secrets anymore. Joe's anger, Willow's secrets, and Tracy's warnings on General Hospital. Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, is angry and tells someone he has everything he needs. It looks like he's turning down an offer. So that could be from Brooklyn. It could be from Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard. I mean, everybody's pitching in Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, and he's just pushing back on everybody. Can't really blame him. And looks like maybe after the hearing or on a break during the hearing, Willow wants to know why Nina is keeping secrets from her. And I wonder if Carly is going to march over and tell Willow that Nina knew about Sasha and Michael. But when Willow says this, Nina may freak out and assume it's about her drugging Drew. Tuesday's twists, Tracy's warning, Trina's worries, and Laura's reunion. On Tuesday, June 10th, we've got Tracy delivering a warning to someone. It's probably about Gio, but is it actually to Gio or maybe to Michael about the whole custody deal? Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, opens up to Ava on General Hospital. I think Trina worried about her parents' marriage. I wonder if Kai has told her what he overheard by then. Dr. Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, gets a big offer. I wonder if Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, is offering him a payoff or maybe Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, wants some help with his experiment since he's been up at GH a lot. Willow stands firm. Drew may be pushing her to continue pursuing sole custody while she's willing to settle for joint. And Laura Spencer Collins, Jeannie Francis, has a reunion, which is very interesting. So, I wonder if Kevin Collins, John Lindstrom, is going to be back. Her husband's been gone a long time because John is over on contract with a big role on another soap. He's a Beyond the Gates. If you haven't seen him over there, he's so good. He's playing this mobbed-up scary casino owner like if Ryan Chamberlain, John Lindstrom, was rational, but still terrifying. Wednesday's reveals, Isaiah, Michael, Felicia, and Nina's explosive reactions. June 11th, we've got Isaiah coming upon Portia when she's upset about something. So, it may be another fight with Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner. I feel like they're going to hit Splitsville soon. Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, and Trina work together on something. Maybe about her parents and the drama with Drew. Michael stuns Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, Sonny, and Carly. He may tell him that he and Willow cut a custody deal outside of court. Could be something about Sasha and the baby, though. Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, is working on a new project. And I wonder if it is a PI gig now. She's, working at GH, but she may be doing her PI thing on the side. I wonder if Anna is going to have her look into Dalton since Anna really can't as the police commissioner. Nina is absolutely livid on Wednesday. So, somebody may tell Willow about the ketamine and Jacinda, Paige Herschel, or maybe about her sleeping with Drew. Thursday's drama, Alexis, Ava, Elizabeth, and a bombshell at the hearing. Thursday, June 12th, Alexis is in a panic and tries to cover probably more about that embezzlement she's doing. And Ava extends an invitation to somebody. I wonder if she's going to ask Rick to move in. Something like that to make sure he doesn't go running back to Elizabeth. Later, Elizabeth is looking after a patient. So, it may be Sasha and her baby girl. And Rick comes clean about something. I wonder if it's his feelings for Liz, or I wonder if when Elizabeth confronts him, Rick admits that he knew Christina sabotaged the car. A new bombshell rocks the Michael/Willow hearing. Maybe this is Drew's last-ditch chance to try and push sole custody so he can run off with Michael's wife. Friday's cliffhangers, Maxie, Alexis, Marco, Dante, and Anna's reflections. Friday, June 13th, Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, has to play referee. Usually that's between Lulu and BLQ. We'll see. Maybe even Dante and Cody. Hopefully not Sidwell and Sonny, but you never know because she has been talking to both of them. Alexis is challenged by Tracy and Marco is shocked on Friday. Plus, things escalate between Dante and Chase. And Dante's not real happy his partner kept such a huge secret from him. And Anna does some thinking on her past. Maybe this Dalton situation is reminding her of her WSB days. Week of June 16th to 20th, Alexis predicament, relationship strains, and custody battles. The week of June 16th through the 20th, Alexis is definitely running out of time. Marco is asking questions. Laura is asking questions. She's got to find a way out of this mess or she's going to be in Pentonville. Marco makes a decision about something. So, this could be with his mom and her drama and Natalia Rogers Ramirez, Eva LaRue, and the DUI. Or maybe it's professional about Alexis and what he suspects is happening with that account. Rick may try to go over to Liz's and just see if there's any chance with Lucky gone that he might be able to get closer to her. Obviously, if he could, he would, but Liz is probably too smart for that. I did like Rick with her, though. But I think Ava is more his speed these days. Dante's friendship is on the line and obviously Chase is going to be looking for a way to make things right with him. And I do wonder if he may go advocate to Gio on both Dante and Brooklyn's account and just try to get him to talk to his parents. Michael and Willow are going to hammer out a deal. I doubt Willow is going to get full custody because then she'd leave Port Charles with Drew. And I also doubt Michael is going to get full custody because there's enough dirt going in both directions. Curtis's search, Kai's revelation, and a returning face on General Hospital. Curtis intensifies his search for Jacinda. And at some point, if he hasn't already in week 1, Kai's got to tell about what is going on with her parents and with Drew. Emma is working her way closer to Dalton, and Gio and Rocco Falceroni, Finn Francis Carr, are going to get together, start forming that brotherly bond. And don't forget, Kelly Thiebaud is returning. We're going to have more on that tomorrow. And her first scenes are set to air in July. I am super excited no matter what the role is. Shocker, Kelly Thiebaud back, Brit twist in Port Charles? General Hospital fans are excited that Kelly Thiebaud is returning to the ABC soap. Of course, she played Britt Westbourne on and off from 2012 until she was killed by Heather Weber Allie Mills, aka The Hook, in 2023. But the million-dollar question is, are they bringing Britt back from the dead, or is she coming on as a new character or somebody we've met before? We're going to talk about 5 reasons why Kelly should definitely return as Britt. Why Kelly Thiebaud's return to General Hospital is exciting news. Me personally, I'm super excited that Kelly Thiebaud is back home at General Hospital. She took off for a while to do some different things, a lot of traveling. After leaving when Britt died, Kelly was on the hit primetime series Station 19. She was Eva Vasquez in 10 episodes spanned across 2020 to 2022. Now she's back and really soon, by the way. We don't have to wait forever because her first scenes air in July. So in just a few weeks we'll have her back as Brit or somebody else? And I can't wait. The dramatic exit of Brit Westbourne, Huntington's disease and the hook. If you don't recall, Brit was already dying of Huntington's disease on GH. She had inherited the illness from her wicked dad, Faison. And her symptoms were getting increasingly worse. Remember Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, had gone to the doctor with her, all that stuff, and then to facilitate Kelly's exit so she could take that role on ABC series Station 19, they killed Brit. If you don't recall, she saved Jocelyn Jack's Eden McCoy from the hook. But in the struggle to save the teenager from Crazy Heather, Brit was scratched by that poisoned hook. It was a fast and relatively painless death, not a slow painful death like she was facing with Huntington's plus Brit died in her mom Liesl Albrecht's Kathleen Gotti arms. Speculation on Brit's return, resurrection or new role for Kelly Thibault. Now with Kelly coming back, everybody's clamoring to know, are they bringing back Brit against all odds, or is Kelly going to be a new character or maybe a recast from the past rather than Brit? So recently, Kelly shared she's excited, grateful to be back at General Hospital. She promised a wild ride for fans. Check out her video post about her return to hear it in her own words. So she's clearly excited for everybody to see what her storyline is and how GH is bringing her back and in what capacity. She just started filming for General Hospital the first week of June and she's gonna be back on screen in July, so just a few weeks until we see her, and Kelly used the phrase bringing me back. So that's open to interpretation. She might just mean herself as an actress or the character of Brit Westbourne. We'll have to wait and see. But I think it'd be great to have Brit back. 5 reasons why Brit Westbourne should return to General Hospital. So just right off the bat, don't forget Dr. Liesl Albrecht, her brilliant and dangerous mother, could have found a way to save her precious Brit's life. And it would be cool to have Liesl back too, by the way. I also miss her mom. And they could say that Brit's alive. Because Dr. O used some twisted science to freeze Brit until she could cure her. Liesl has always been up to all kinds of wacky science and experiments. So I will say that it would be kind of distasteful. Because Brit also had Huntington's disease, which is incurable. However, General Hospital could say Brit was misdiagnosed and then Liesl froze her, cured her from the hook poison, and nursed her back to health and addressed whatever it was that was masquerading as Huntington's. They would have to say it wasn't Huntington's to bring her back. Because otherwise it just wouldn't work. They can't cure something that is incurable in real life. Jason Morgan and Brit Westbourne, reviving a popular romance. So second, another reason to bring Kelly back as Brit is a lot of people really liked her as Jason's love interest. Because he has had zero romance or action since he's returned, and Brit and Jason had great chemistry. Lots of people were shipping them. And Jason was absolutely crushed when he came back to Port Charles after himself being presumed dead and heard that Brit had been murdered. He was devastated and he actually showed some emotion, which is kind of a big deal for Jason. So he'd be happy if Brit turned out to be alive. She had real feelings for Jason and there was a lot of potential there. And now with Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson back, he's claimed his baby with Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, so Jason is free of that obligation. And I liked him with Brit. Brad Cooper and Brit Westbourne, rekindling mischief in Port Charles. So third reason to bring Kelly back as Brit is to revive that mischievous fun with her bad boy bestie Brad Cooper, Perry Shun. Of course, he'd come running back to Port Charles if Brit turned up alive and they could start making trouble again. You know, Brad's still up to shady antics. Last we saw he had been blackmailing Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, and then he got blackmailed by Portia, and last we saw Brad, he ratted Portia out to Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, for the ketamine. He paid off Brad and then on Drew's orders he left town. So he might come back when Brit's alive, or Brad might find Brit and then he brings her back. That'd be pretty cool. Emma Scorpio Drake's return, confronting Brit Westbourne's past actions. So the fourth reason to bring her back is Brit Westbourne is Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, is now back in Port Charles. You may remember before Robin Scorpio came back from the dead, Emma's dad, Patrick Drake, Jason Thompson, was dating Britt, and his daughter Emma, then played by Brooklyn Silzer, absolutely despised Britt. Emma could just smell the villainy on Britt, and let's be fair, Britt was definitely rotten back then, and she couldn't stand Emma at first. Britt called Emma a little brat when really she was just grieving the loss of her mom Robin Scorpio, presumed dead at the time. But over time Emma and Britt bonded and they got close and they cared about each other a lot. But then Britt betrayed Patrick by stealing Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Haven's Bruning embryo and impregnating herself. Britt then claimed it was her and Patrick's son. She named him Ben. And then later tried to switch it around and claim it was Nicholas Cassidy's, Tyler Christopher, son, and then of course the baby went back to Lulu. So, Emma might have some things to say to Britt now that she's all grown up, and that could be Falconeri and Lulu Spencer, the fallout from Britt's return. And last but certainly not least, if Kelly's playing her old character back from the dead, it would rattle Rocco Falconeri, Finn Francis Carr, and his mom Lulu. You may remember little baby Ben born from Lulu's stolen embryo is actually Rocco. Yeah, if you weren't watching then or forgot, Britt birthed him, so Rocco might give Britt a whole lot of teen attitude and Lulu would be furious to see her face. So Britt's return could be really soapy for her and Lulu and Rocco and Emma and Jason and many others. But again, you know, the ethical dilemma, Huntington's disease and Britt's possible resurrection. Bringing Kelly Thiebaud back as Britt is really problematic. Because of the Huntington's disease diagnosis. And GH cannot in good conscience pretend to cure the incurable without ticking people off. The only way to ethically bring Kelly back as Britt is to say she was misdiagnosed and had something else. But there are other things. For instance, Wilson's disease is another genetic disorder that can be mistakenly diagnosed as Huntington's, and that disease is curable. So, if they want Kelly to return as Britt, there is a way to do it tastefully with a medical explanation for the Huntington's. It's not bringing her back from the hook poison, that's standard soap stuff. It's bringing Britt back from death when she had a real-life terminal illness. That's the problem. So, I still kind of think she's going to be a recast or someone new, and we're going to talk about that later than this week in another video. But bottom line, no matter who Kelly ends up playing, absolutely thrilled to have her back, probably as excited as she is to be back.